Today we're catching some sun and waves with Chris, a QHS member whose life is as vibrant and refreshing as a seaside breeze. What currents brought him to the sunny shores of the quantum shift? Let's surf behind the scenes to see the waves he's been riding.
My name's Chris, and I'm doing this prequel today just to give a background of where I've been and where I'd like to see myself in the future. Born and raised in Colorado. Unfortunately, I had a collapsed lung when I was born, so I almost didn't make it into this world. I found myself where my heartbeat was over 280 beats per minute all the way up until I was around 13 years old, and then I outgrew it and I could do sports and things like that. But my upbringing was pretty hard, just getting through all the unknowns and going to Colorado Springs at like 140 miles an hour and looking at the speedometer, and my dad's rushing me to the hospital. So little things like that, you just appreciate and you count your blessings, and you're in more gratitude each and every day. Now, when I was growing up, not only in Colorado, I enjoyed the part of actually having 4 seasons and being a kid that I could go up to the Rockies, and we had boats and we water skied and we fished and we camped and we hiked and we did all the really cool stuff that you're supposed to do, right? As a kid growing up, being out in the wild and doing things that make you feel good. So with QHS, as I found out things as things went, I look back on my life when I was a kid and I went, wow, I was really blessed to grow up in the 70s and 80s and just be where I knew I could be in not only nature, but find myself doing things for others. I've always been a person to help people, humanitarian, utilitarian, if you will, finding ways to make people better and pulling out the best in other people that they didn't see in themselves. So that was my kind of magical wow moment and epiphanies that come and go as you grow. During school, unfortunately, after Colorado, when I was 13, I moved around a lot. So I went to 3 junior highs, 4 high schools, all around the Bay Area. And before that, I was in Reno just for a year in Nevada. So a lot of times I look back and go, okay, I felt like a military brat, but that made me very diverse, where I learned a lot of different cultures and got along with so many different people, and was able to relate to different people where before I might not have a reference point or understanding the lens that they look through. So as high school went, I did pretty good in sports, basketball, football, punter, just a little on the football, track and field, mostly soccer growing up though. From when I was 4 till I was about 16, soccer was my thing. But because I grew to 6 feet tall in 8th grade, the coaches are like, hey, you got to come over here. You got to play basketball. And they saw I could run, throw, and jump and track. So eventually after high school, I ended up doing more track and field. And military, I was in the Navy. So the Navy got me for a while. Desert Storm, I was on a guided missile cruise ship. I had like a top secret clearance, and I encrypted and decrypted top secret information down to unclassified, ship to shore and ship to land all over the world. And it really made me grow up. Unfortunately, the reason I went into the military, I got kicked out of the house when I was 17. I was sowing my oats, if you will, and things definitely didn't work out the way I thought they were. Sorry, I got a call. I should have muted that. And hard love, my mom said, hey, there's your stuff. This is not acceptable. And I went into the military. Came out of the military after I was stationed in Japan for a couple of years, and I got to see a lot of Asia. Got to do 2 tours on the ship, and had a good time, a lot of camaraderie with my shipmates, and found myself going back to college when I got out, and found different places in the Bay Area that I went to junior colleges all around the Bay Area, and then had a tire business that I distributed tires all around the Bay Area, all the way out to Stockton, down to Gilroy, all the way over to Santa Cruz, and all the way down to LA. And I even worked at Disneyland, working on tires down there for a while. So those are some of the things I've done when it comes to work, school, track and field. I even had a sponsor that I was looking to do visa and Reebok or whoever was going to pick me up for a track and field for a sponsor to train. And eventually I had potential of maybe going to the Olympics. I didn't quite make it to the points I needed, but it was fun trying. And that just brings me back to the versatility and knowing what's possible if you put your mind to it. And over the years, I've had some injuries. When I was in New Mexico in 1993, I had a serious head-on car accident and almost died. A school bus hit me at 60 miles an hour. And I found myself taken out of the car and waking up on the side of the road, and the car was on fire. So that was a moment of, okay, God had better plans, more plans, and he let me stay here on this planet in the physical. And I'm just remembering some of the traumas that I have, knowing that going to the healing bed in the future, it's going to reset all the stuff that has been off in my central nervous system and brain activity and hippocampus and third eye, your, pineal gland and all that good stuff. So fast forward after the school, after the military, after businesses, I moved down to San Diego and I staged over 400 homes and worked all around San Diego, flipping homes and staging homes with my brother. And after that, just did sales. I've literally been in like 20,000 homes in 15 years of doing sales. And fast forward now, 6 years ago, I had a bad reaction to an antibiotic. It's called Cipro, and unfortunately it attacked my central nervous system, and I'm only walking with one leg correctly because the other one is an inch short. And I'm really looking forward to what the healing art can and will do in the future, so I can get my life back and be able to do the workouts and stuff that I do with my son. I have upper body, but I can't do the lower body right now. So those are some of the things I'm not only looking forward to, but finding ways that I can have solutions around things that before were just problems, and I got frustrated, disappointed, or just sad. And I just knew I've always been the constant optimist on whatever I do and usually bring up people around me. Well, this was one of the first times in my life that I was down, not only mentally, emotionally. And then about 5 years ago, I met a lady that's a spiritual teacher, and she's out of Sedona, and she really has helped ground me and find my gifts by helping others to clear what they have going on. And then if they want an intention of having a blessing, a healing, or whatever it is, I have the ability to do that now. And that makes me happy. And be able to help others prepare for mentally to go through this healing bed. There's a lot of times where people get stuck in their own way and they don't know it. And that's where I believe some of my gifts are, is to help and to give back with those tidings. I've always been a coach with track and field or basketball, or I had a business I didn't mention. I was a qualified ropes instructor. So I went to different rope instruction courses like Tony Robbins did with the firewalk and stuff. I was part of the crew and helped out a little bit over the years with that. And then I got my own rock climbing wall, and I did ropes course instruction for kids, inner city kids, and law firms, teaching people how to build camaraderie in the workplace. And that's a high order when you have lawyers that you're working with. I preferred more the kids from age 5 to 15 or 16. It was much easier. But thinking out of the box and finding solutions, that's what I enjoy. That's my craft. That's what drives me and gets me to the next level of my life. And with the rock climbing wall, I was able to work with organizations like Tony Hawk and doing all kinds of different events all around Southern California, and showing the kids what else is possible in their lives. If they can get up the rock wall in 2 days, blindfolded, timed, and breaking their fear, what else is possible in their life with their scholastics, with their sports, mentorships that they could potentially do for others, because now they have a new confidence about them. So that's some of the passions that I have that I would like to move forward and give tidings to when it comes to having a healing center in the future, hopefully with QHS or a part of that, working with part of the admin group. So that's pretty much my story when it comes to the physical. I'm still fighting what I need to do because I have a central nervous system where I have no cartilage on my left side of my leg, and my glutes do not actually fire on the left side. So that has been the number one thing where I wake up every day, I push play, and I know there's going to be a better day in the future. And my son's in the room, and I'm looking over, and I'm getting a little emotional about it. So pretty much that's what I have. I look forward to, I can hear my voice now, what I can support, find myself in a whole nother level of humanity, giving back. Thank you.
Join us on the Prequel, where every story matters and every voice is heard. Because here at QHS, we're all about healing, learning, and growing together.